Well, boys, I figured I'd share something with y'all. Something very unpleasant. And listen to the dealerships, but use common sense, guys. Sometimes these dealerships, whatever they talk is crazy. So, quote unquote, a Chrysler trained technician installed a caliper and installed it according to spec of Ram, and it went to crap. It went loose. So you get, this is the aftermath. Okay, what happens when these guys replace calipers? They follow a certain torque spec, and they to finish the process, there's a tapping of a hammer. Bro, that doesn't tell me jack. All it tells me is my rim's done. So let me share what you need to do when you're doing your brake calipers. I'm not talking about slider pins of the caliper. I'm talking about the main bolts that hold the darn thing in place. When you're replacing the caliper, you put those bolts on Loctite, and you put about a 2-foot cheater bar on that ratchet, and you go to town, fellas. Use your brain. You don't go to town until you snap your ratchet or your bolt. You go to town until you feel like there's some power behind that ratchet and the cheater. So, moral of the story, use your brains, guys. Use common sense. These 3500s see a lot of vibration. They see a lot of heat and a load. So yeah, just a quick little reminder to y'all, Loctite and a 2-foot cheater bar on them bolts is probably going to prevent this. So I showed you the aftermath of it. So, and this is probably the prettiest piece out of all the pieces that were affected by this tragedy. I just thought it'd be cool, little decorative piece, if you could call it. I don't know how decorative it is, but it's quite the mess. So yeah, that's the story. And I'm sticking to it. The problem is, to solve the problem, you grab Loctite and a cheater bar and go to town. Use your own brain and your own torque specs. I know this is a little bit off. You know, when you're working with the engines and, you know, other things, use your torque spec stuff. But when you're working with brakes and stuff like that, make sure you've given it enough power. I don't know if the guy's torque wrench was down. I don't know if the guy's whatever. And I don't want to put this on the guy. I'm just going to say that whatever he was taught and trained to do doesn't work. And we've done this before. We've used you know, those longer 1/2-inch drive ratchets, and we, you know, went to town with just the ratchet, but that's not enough. We've had issues ourselves too. I myself had an issue. You know, I'm a smaller guy, but the guy that worked on my truck was a tougher guy. This is another story, not this story. This story happened like a week ago, and the story that I'm talking about now happened probably a couple years ago. You know, he's a tough guy, wailed on it with a 1/2-inch ratchet. I don't know, it was pretty long handled, and didn't think twice about it. Well, a week later I started feeling something odd, so inspected it, and those were loose. So after then, all the boys in the shop know to put that cheater bar on there and go to town with Loctite on the threads. So anyways, couldn't be more clear, couldn't be more transparent and straightforward that use common sense, fellas, especially on stuff like this. No one got hurt, thank God. Nothing happened. Nothing more than Paul's wallet got lighter to repair that truck and get it back on the road. As always, may the Lord bless you and have a mighty fine day.